Alright, nerds, we're gonna paint a sword. So, the first thing you gotta do is find a good reference material. And I've started with like a really super dark brown red color, and I'm using my finger to blend, and I'm just planning out where all the flames are gonna go at this point. A common mistake that people make when they're putting flames on a weapon or flames on any larger surface area for burning is that they pretty much just make it look like someone has put a million candles on whatever surface they're painting. That's weird. I don't know why people do that. When a large surface area is burning, it looks different than when a million tiny surface areas are burning. So I don't make your flames big and writhing and interconnected, and don't do the million candles thing. It's weird. So I'm moved on to my second color, and I'm using my finger to blend it into the first layer, but I'm pretty much just going over the first layer and brightening it up and leaving it and blending it into the dark towards the bottom of each individual flame. So you see we got the second color on. I'm pretty much using red and yellow to brighten up my colors. I am not going to be using any white until at least the halfway point. It deadens it, and when you're painting light, you really want to go for high saturation, bright colors for your darks. That creates the kind of glowing effect. And again, I'm still just going over most of it and using my finger to blend in where I want to keep it darker. It's really all about layering. Layering is your best friend when you're painting anything that's glowy or light. And at this point, I don't know if you can see, but I'm adding tiny dots around where the flames are. Those are going to be sparks, so I'm just going to brighten them up along with the rest of the sword. Took a break, so I gotta mix new colors because I didn't cover my palette like a nerd. But even now, I'm still not using any white. I'm just using red, yellow, and brown. At this point, I'm beginning to decide like where on the flames will be brightest, so I'm kind of beginning to concentrate the brighter colors in those areas. You kind of decide where, like how the flame is twisting and what parts are going to remain dark because they're in the background, and what parts you want to bring to the foreground of the flame, so just keep that in mind. And this is the part where it actually starts to get kind of fun, because it starts to get beautiful and pretty. Pretty much everything up to this point is like torture for me. Torture that I love? Question mark? No, I don't like that concept. If you do use your finger to blend, though, keep it clean, otherwise, like, the caked on paint will come off in your paint job. That's not great. It's also probably not like the most sanitary, but I don't know. Just keep your hands clean. And this is actually the first color I'm using any white in. As you can see, we're like, I don't know, 45% of the way done with the paint job. And even then, I'm brightening it up with a lot of red. Really concentrating, beginning to concentrate anyway, in the areas where the light's going to be the brightest, and adding little flares and making a twist. It's going to be perfect. It's wonderful. It's super exciting. Oh, you can see some sparks. I'm all about the layers. As you get brighter, you really get to accentuate the twists and the writhing and the flames. I really love painting flames. They're so much fun. I don't actually get to do it that often. Kind of makes me want to make a space sword. Really want to make a space sword. See, I use like 2 drops of white and like an ounce of yellow. That is what's up. Now we are getting into the detail work. Really bring out the writhy bits that come to the foreground. This is probably my favorite part. It's really, I live for this. I don't really know if it's possible to describe how much fun I have doing this part. It's like better than eating donuts. It's better, it's almost as good as like petting a dog. I can't, it's almost blasphemy to say, but it's those are my feelings. If anything were as good as petting a dog to me, it would be painting flames. Let me put it that way. Oh man. Yep. You are witnessing a Cheyenne in her natural habitat. painting burning things. Setting things on fire with paint. And now we're getting into the bright highlights, and this is just, man, this is like Disneyland on a rainy day for me. It's just, whew. You don't want to be sparing with them, but also not too sparing. You gotta get the right amount in, and kind of the blobbier you make your highlights, the better, because that's kind of how fire works. You don't want to paint like just straight lines for your highlights. Make it irregular. Give it some line weight. Make it goopy, as long as you follow the general direction of your flame. As long as you keep the general form. It looks really great when it's kind of irregular, so there we go. And now I'm using on the black what is called Blue Violet Interference paint. It's a golden brand paint. It's really just like iridescent. It's not that special, but I love it and I use it on everything. And then I sprayed the entire thing with Plastidip, and I'm going on to put the leather handle on, and I just paint the end with some contact cement, wait for that to dry, put it on, and then put the line down the center and wrap it. I've been assured that this will stay. I'm skeptical, but it's held up so far. And then we ran out, so I had to put some more. And one thing about the Plastidip earlier, when you use spray Plastidip, go over it with a brush afterwards or you get a bunch of air bubbles. But if you use paint on Plastidip that's clear, then you're golden. But here I'm just doing the end pieces, and I'm doing the end pieces properly, where you paint both surfaces and then you wait for it to dry, and then you attach them. Just really want this stuff to stay. And this is an eyeball, a silicone eyeball that I had laying around, and we were just like, yeah, let's put a freaking eyeball on it. But the silicone didn't really work for painting purposes, so I cast it in foam and painted it. And then you got the most wonderful 80s piece of crap sword you've ever seen in your whole life!